Starfield is going to be absolutely massive, but if recent comments from a Bethesda exec are right, it sounds like its side quests are also going to be absolutely ridiculously big. Let's jump into it. And if you're excited for Starfield and want to be right where the news and guides are, hit that subscribe button while you're here. Look, we all knew Starfield was probably going to be the biggest game we've ever played. It's absolutely bloody humongous. Bigger than anything Bethesda has built before, which is saying something, with apparently 1,000 worlds to explore, and each one possibly being many times larger than Skyrim. That is gargantuan. Naturally, after all the hype for the sheer size of the thing had gone down, prospective players started to wonder how the hell they'd be filling the void of space. And it turns out it's probably with side quests. Lots of them, and like everything in Starfield, they're massive. Starfield's main story, at least according to Todd Howard, should apparently take players about 30 to 40 hours to complete, depending on how much the devs decide to cut or leave in. Not too shabby. But that seems to pale in comparison to the side content players can explore on their galactic adventures. A Bethesda exec recently discussed the variety and scope of side quests and stories in Starfield, describing them as adventures within adventures. During a dev interview with Starfield producer Jamie Mallory, questions were asked about the side content featured in the game, mainly revolving around the many factions we'll be able to discover and interact with during our time floating through space. According to Mallory, the number of faction quests is apparently, and I quote, astonishing, with each one supposedly like embarking on a grand adventure within an adventure, where every choice you make and every interaction you have shapes the course of the tale. I'm not sure how a Skyrim quest marker will work over light years of distance between planets, but I'm sure Bethesda will have worked it out by now. Given that side quests in previous Bethesda games have ranged from comically shallow fetch quests to interesting plot points along the main story to absolutely ridiculous treasure hunts for a set of gems spread haphazardly across an entire continent, this is hopefully a sign of good things to come. While I'm sure we'll still see the odd shallow fetch quest, and I'll almost certainly be searching for some kind of hidden crystal on every planet I visit, tying side quests to factions and their wants, needs and politics makes each side quest alluded to by Mallory sound like its own Stormcloaks versus Imperials levels of intriguing. Sorry to keep bringing this back to Skyrim, but it's pretty much the only consistent example of fantastic work from Bethesda I have, so I'm rolling with it. Side quests weren't the only thing mentioned by Mallory though. The main story of Starfield was also up for discussion, and it has seemingly been suggested that Starfield has a main Golden Path storyline, hinting that the game might just be one of the few Bethesda titles to not have multiple ways to end the game. Instead, everyone arrives at the same conclusion, just by vastly different paths. Take that with a pinch of salt though, it's not clear for now, and Bethesda love a multiple endings ending in their games, so while there might be a Golden Path storyline that carries each and every one of us to Starfield's conclusion in the same way, there could yet be ways players can determine exactly how it all ends. It just seems that these faction side quests will have very little impact on the main story as a whole. All that said, clearly Starfield is about to swallow us all up like the black hole it is and make sure we have absolutely no time for anything else. If we want to see everything this game has to offer, we're going to have to drop thousands of hours in. And from what we've seen so far, that's alright with me. Stay tuned to GG Recon for all the Starfield guides and content you could possibly need, and check out these videos right here.